Hi, everybody. I hope today this live will actually work. Last time I tried to pop on here, I had really bad audio. So if anybody pops on to join me, which I hope happens because I think that'll be fun, let me know if you can hear me. Hi, Marcia. Marcia, hi, Dawn. You guys, do you mind letting me know? Because last time I did a live, my audio was horrific. It was like in and out. So let me know if you can hear my audio. Give me some thumbs up if you can, or just post that you can hear me. Hey, Dawn. So today I'm going to talk to you about this quote that I actually put on my Instagram earlier this week that means so much to me. It's just there's so much kind of like potency and juiciness to this quote. So it says, our body will expose what our mind can't process. So what the heck does that mean? Well, it means a lot. Our health is really, I always say our body is the barometer for our soul. It holds so much information and wisdom. And a lot of times people are not really in their bodies. A lot of times, people are driving and they're, thinking about like what they have to do after they get off work, or they're thinking about like conversation they had that day. They're not really present. And in order to really be powerful with our energy, we need to be in our bodies, really our consciousness has to be in this body. Thanks for the love. And so, hi, Rochelle. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Manuel. So when we're in our bodies, that's where the magic happens. That's where we can start to really tune in and see what it is that our body is trying to tell us. Okay. So when, we are noticing these messages. So when I work with people, the first thing I always do is I have them, I keep getting all these pop-ups on my computer, so I'm sorry if I seem distracted. I think I got rid of all of them. But anyways, when we are, I start a session, I always have people tune into their bodies with their breath. I feel like the breath is the portal, the gateway to tuning into the physical body. So, taking some nice deep breaths, and when you're doing so, closing your eyes and then really asking and tuning into your body and ask what it's trying to tell you. And people are not used to this. It's like, what do you mean my body's trying to tell me something? Well, it's always communicating to us, and it's always communicating to us through our consciousness, right? And through our feelings, and through where we may be holding energy in our bodies. Like if there's tightness, or maybe your neck is feeling kind of sore that day. That's energy, and that's even could be, it's physical, right? But it holds energy. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to unpack this and how to become really powerful at working with the messages of your body. Oh my God, Christy and Amy joined, two of my longtime besties in the house. Great to see you guys. So I want to tell you just kind of what's happened to me recently. After I had my second daughter, Samara, who is now 2 years old, I could not shake this feeling. Oh my God, I love the hearts and the likes. Thanks, you guys. I could not shake this feeling of fatigue and exhaustion. I was just constantly run down and not feeling good, and I just couldn't figure it out. And I'm one of those people that I have a lot of energy. And so I went to my medical practitioner, my regular doctor, and ran a bunch of tests, and nothing came back. I felt like maybe my thyroid was off. I'm on thyroid medication, and I felt like maybe my thyroid was off, and just didn't really get anywhere. And I felt really defeated, to be quite honest, because I thought to myself, God, I have been feeling so out of sorts, and I go to the doctor and there's nothing physically on this paper that's wrong with me. But I listened to my intuition, and I was like, okay, I got to do further. I got to look into this deeper. I got to go see what, just figure something out. So I decided to take an alternative route, and I went and saw a naturopath, a great physician up in Solana Beach. And to make a very long story short, I did a bunch of blood work, and found out that not only is my digestive tract off and I have to go into like a gluten-free diet, but I found out that I actually have this kind of like mystery virus called the Epstein-Barr virus. And everybody might be familiar with it from like childhood as like the monovirus. Like it can lay dormant in your body for decades. And it causes fatigue and exhaustion. And I have a higher level of it in my system right now. And I've probably had it for like, I don't know, at least a year, maybe longer. I'm not really sure. All I know is that my body kept trying to, like, it was run down and it kept telling me like something's off, something's not working correctly. And my health has always kind of been very catalytic in my awakenings with my spirituality. That's actually how I got on my spiritual path to begin with, was through my health. But with this diagnosis, it's something that's totally manageable. It's something that, like, once I get on the medication and I start taking it. Hi, Miranda. Hi, Tammy. Who is the doc? It's Shine Naturopath in Solana Beach. Her name is Dr. Meg. She's amazing. She's very, she's like a science nerd. Like, she explains everything. And if she ever sees this, like, it's a compliment, because she really like goes into the explanation of everything. So yeah, Tammy, check her out. She's amazing. But to get back to like why I'm sharing all of this with you guys is that sometimes, like, on paper, you know, you might get this result and it just says like everything's fine, but you know inside of yourself that maybe something else is going on. And the reason why my medical doctor probably didn't catch this is because they don't test for it. They just don't test for it. And it explains why my thyroid has been so off, because the Epstein-Barr virus can attack your thyroid, and my thyroid has been crazy. And so I am on the road to recovery with this, but it leads me to this, is that, number one, always listen to your body. I love physicians. I think they're amazing. But I think there has to be a co-create, like a relationship of not just like handing over your health to somebody and saying, hey, what's wrong with me? Fix me, and that goes with any type of doctor, like therapist, coach, healer, regular, doctor, practitioner. Like, we have to have a relationship where we're co-creating our health and really, looking at it as, I'm going to show up fully to this because I'm committed to it, and my doctor's going to be committed to it, or my coach or a healer, and we're going to work on this together. We're going to cross over to wherever we need to get together. I love it, Dawn. Your inner goddess. Yes. Tuning into your inner goddess. Yes. Your inner goddess is I think what Dawn is saying is your intuition. And so when we are able to work with a practitioner and we show up fully, we're able to engage with our inner goddess, our inner guru, and listen to our intuition. And when I get diagnoses now as an adult, I don't always just buy into it. Like, I'm not saying that I ever, necessarily go into this thing where I disagree, but like, I question, like, I listen inside my body. Does this feel true to me? Does this feel right? Does this feel like this is in alignment with, what's resonating in my body? And if I get a yes, then I'm on board. Like, I will do what it takes to shift things. So like the gluten-free thing that I'm on, I was 100% on board. I already gave up wheat bread a month before that, because I already had the feeling that something was off and not in alignment with my body. And so I knew intuitively to give it up. So start listening to your intuition when it comes to your health, and your health is everything, right? It's everything. And look at it from like a multi-tiered approach. Okay. So look at it from, there's the physical aspect that's showing up, and then there's the emotional aspect, and then there's like a spiritual. So I'm going to break it down for you with my own story that I just said, is that, so the physical issues that I had digestive issues. I had for my stomach, which was the gluten-free thing. Then I had my, exhaustion and fatigue, which was the Epstein-Barr virus, which causes, and by the way, you guys, if you don't know about this, I don't know that much about it either just yet, but what I have read about it, if it goes unchecked and you are activated in your system with it, it leads to some major shit. Like we were talking, like it could go to like cancer. So if for some reason you are having these mystery things happening to you and you're not able to figure out what it is, it's like a $70 blood test. Like just get just get tested for it. Anyways, so looking at it from the physical perspective, I had, this is what's happening. This is the diagnosis. And then from the emotional perspective, maybe on some level, like I need to slow down. I need to integrate. I need to process. I don't know. Like that's the spiritual work that I need to do for myself to figure out like why my body is transitioning like this, like why this showed up. And I do know with having a second baby and like some stressful events that occurred in the last couple of years, it could have ignited the dormant, virus that was in my body and set it off. So that's something for me to be aware of though, and something for me to look at from a space of like, how can I manage my health? Like, how can I manage my stress? How can I take better care of myself? And really stepping into a place of self-love, because that's what this is all about, right? If we're in our bodies, if our consciousness is fully here, this is our one body that we get for this lifetime. Love it up, right? Like enjoy it and take care of it, see it as like your valued asset. And then as from a spiritual perspective, I just want to talk about that when it comes to physical stuff. So right now, what's happening on the planet is that there's been, with the eclipses that happened, we're going through a time of ascension. If you're not feeling the ascension, all you got to do is look and see what's happening on this planet. Like Mama Earth is pissed off, and she's like changing and upgrading and doing different things. And it's tragic, a lot of these things that are happening, and it breaks my heart. But to focus on the fact that we are raising our the planet is, Mother Gaia is raising her vibrational frequency. Okay. The electromagnetic frequency of the planet is shifting. It's quickening. So guess what's going to happen? Our physical bodies are going to go through the same process. So for me personally, since I am a healer, I do energy work, like 4 or 5 days a week. I have been feeling these upgrades. I've been feeling these differences in frequency. So I just want to make you aware from a spiritual perspective with your health. If you've been feeling a little bit, kind of off, it might be because your body is acclimating to these new frequencies. If you're empathic, if you're tuned into energies, even if you're not, even if you're like, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about right now, Dawn, that's okay, because it could just be that your body is shifting its vibrational frequency. It's encoding this new light, and it's going to feel better. But in the meantime, a lot of people have reported having headaches and, sick to their stomach. So and I attribute actually, hey, Cheryl. Hi, Nathan, my husband, what's up? I attribute my shift and some of my body issues actually to my frequency changing. So I'm going to get a little woo-woo for a second. With my gluten intolerance, I feel like I may have had gluten intolerance for a long time, but it showed up very dramatically for me in this last year. And I've been doing so much spiritual work on myself, and there's been so many upgrades happening with the ascension process that I think my body was like, I can't deal with this kind of food anymore. Like I'm not going to have it. Like you need to be eating clean and, keep your vibrational frequency high. So just be aware that if there's some foods that you used to be able to eat and all of a sudden your body's like, I don't like alcohol anymore, or like this type of food, sugar is like making me feel differently, like honor that. That's part of the process of loving your body and treating it well and taking really good care of it. And so just remember, so I'm going to just like sum up with your health. Like when you're looking at your health and your body is trying to speak to you and give you messages, look at it from a physical perspective, an emotional perspective, and the spiritual perspective. Maybe, and when I say the spiritual perspective, the frequency, but also notice if you've been going through some big life changes and maybe your body's, dealing with those shifts, all that kind of stuff. And then lastly, I just want to talk to you today about the equinox and just really honoring that today's the day where the day and the night equal hours. We're going into the winter months and things are shifting and changing. And what I always think about this time of year is, the leaves falling off the trees. And to me, that is like Mother Nature's way of getting rid of the old and the stuff that doesn't serve anymore. It's just like it naturally falls off and it goes, you know, drops off. And with our energy fields right now, we were in Virgo, we're moving into Libra, and we just had this big new moon in Virgo with a big emphasis on health and how we're showing up in relationship to the attachments we have in our life. And so I think that with the leaves falling off the trees, like honor in your life what needs to fall away. And like naturally, like some of it's going to be easy and some of it might take a little bit more awareness. And so something I want you to think about, and I had in my Soul Academy, my girls do a list of the hell yes in their life and the big no's. And looking at all the things that you're showing up for in your life and what attachments you have to the things that you're doing in your life right now. So, you know, even from every aspect, like health, relationships, friendships, spirituality, like business, like all these different areas, and asking like how you feel inside your body, like really tuning into your consciousness. And when you feel like, let's say you tune into your business and or your job, and all of a sudden you feel like yucky, like, oh God, that stresses me out. Hello, awareness. So that might start to go on your no list. If that was on your hell yes list, you might want to reconsider and think about what needs to fall away, what attachments you need to start letting go of so that maybe you can start to show up differently in your life. And when I say attachments, any belief systems that are keeping you held in a job that you don't enjoy. And if it's something where you have to do it, right? Where you're like, I have to do it. I'm the breadwinner for the family. Then maybe reconsider or reframe how you could show up differently. Like what are the belief systems you could have to make your job more enjoyable? So anything that needs to naturally fall away right now with this Virgo energy, I mean, not Virgo, but the equinox energy, let it go. But even though the new moon has passed, like just kind of tune in this weekend and ask yourself what is still a hell yes in your life and what's a no, and naturally letting yourself move into this new season and you know, flow with the energy, because we have what, oh my God, almost 3 months left to this year. I cannot believe it. And September's been a huge month of integration and really getting in alignment with these new frequencies. So going into October, things are going to start to speed up again. And so really give yourself this time to just kind of get a game plan on what you want to focus your energies on. But thanks for letting me share today about my health story. And I hope I gave you guys a little bit of information on how you could start to see your health as a way to really tune into what's going on in your life and using your body as a barometer of your soul. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in.